Johnny, Dennis, Varner as captain. Earl, no. Nope.
Should we let some cat out of the bag? Can we? Are we allowed?
Listen, I'm not saying anything. My name is Dennis Hatch, and I'm going to get off the mic. I'm going to let Sean Putnam let the cat out of the bag.
No. The cat ain't getting let out of the bag by me because me and Johnny are best friends, and he tells me everything. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything yet.
Well, me either. That's why I'm trying to... Johnny, Dennis, Shane, Rodney, Roz. Who the hell's Roz? Paul Roz. That's funny, Paul. That's real funny.
That team was really close. And Hustler might be wrong.
That team's really close. Mike should be included just to give a heads up. Just ask Melinda. You like Mike?
That's all right.
He was the one you were screaming at, right?
Yeah, but I roasted him. He took it well, so you got to give props to anybody who can take that.
Tell us how you
He didn't really take it, though. He was screaming and yelling at you.
Not because in the heat of the moment. I mean, when you're in that situation, I can understand. That's why I told him. I said, I understand why you're mad because it sucks to play on a live stream.
Great shot, Jay. Great shot.
It sucks to play on a live stream and be down that far, but I couldn't believe that he actually said at that time that he couldn't win. That was kind of surprising.
She said it sucks to play in the live stream and be down that far.
It does, right? I mean, that's what I said.
To be honest, I'd say the same thing if I was down.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Yeah, but you can't be mean to a girl and scream and yell at her because she's roasting you.
Well, no, I did that later.
You can take it, Melinda. I know you. You can take it.
No, I tried to be good about it, but I told him, I said I wanted to see him do well because I want to see a third day. But then he told me that if I looked at the score, that I should know that he couldn't win, and I didn't want to hear that because he's a professional. I come to watch him.
I don't care what the score is. If I'm playing Shane or anybody else and they got me 60-30, I'm fighting for my life till day's done. I mean, I'm never beat.
You did it against me so many times.
I've done it a million times. Buddy had me 10-1 once in Florida. 10-1. He hooked me, and I got mad, and I just framed at the balls, and I lucked one in, and I ran the set out. I hit him with 10 and out.
The reason we come back from those kind of situations is because we just start freewheeling. We let it all out.
Right.
The safeties are thrown to the wind, and we just go for everything because you're that far down. What's the reason in what's the reason in going down with a safety?
Right.
And you can go down swinging.
Right.
I mean, honestly.
And then your arm gets a little loose. You get the firing balls in, and that's it.
Yeah. And the thing is, that guy can only get back to the table one more time. You're going to get back to the table 10 times.
Yeah, and guess what? You know the feeling. The closer he gets, the closer you get to him.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
The closer you get to him,
awesome.
The tighter his arm gets.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But it
happened to me last night playing Camco. I had him 9-5, and I missed the 9 straight in. The next 2 games, I had a shot to get out and couldn't because
And when you do start coming back like that, that's when you have to play the perfect safety to not let him out of his chair, to not let him shoot.
Right. You got to hit him with one.
You can't just swing crazy once you start the comeback. At the beginning, the first 2 or 3 games on a comeback, you can swing like that because you have nothing to lose. But once you create momentum into your favor, you got to play perfect position and perfect safeties so that he never has a chance to make the ball ever again.
Basically, you have to convince him that he can lose.
Right.
Yeah, I missed a ball on the hill to Dennis at Turning Stone and never shot again to win the set. It was the 9 ball straight in. I missed it and I never shot again.
It wasn't that easy. It was straight in, but the cue ball was over the side pocket and
still.
And then he missed it, and then I hit him with like a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4. I didn't give it the respect it deserved.
But then again, you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. But that
takes a lot of heart for a guy to jump up and hit you with a 3 or a 4.
But that's one thing about Johnny's game. If you're watching, Johnny gives every single ball the respect it's due. He treats a 6 ball just like it's a 10 ball, the 7 ball like it's a 10 ball. He doesn't ever rush anything. If he does, he misses. But you rarely see that. When he gets on, like right now, when he's on this ball, it's like a money ball for him. God, I hope I didn't jinx him.
No. He only touched one in the side pocket.
No, someone else just did. They said Johnny is out. Is that Sean Putnam talking? Yeah, that's Sean. That's big Sean Putty, Bubba.
I like it when you guys talk about the mental game because that's...
Oh, the mental game is brutal. The pool is 90% mental.
Well, the fans out there never get to hear about the mental game. They just...
They look at the shot.
Yeah, they just look at the shot and they play it like they think they're supposed to play it.
They don't know what's going through your head.
But pros think totally different than amateurs. That's why there's a separation between it. If you get amateurs
what a shot.
think like pros, their game elevates. So what's wrong with us helping the amateurs out think the right way? Automatically, you can jump your game a half a ball, maybe a full ball skill level, just by, thinking the way we think. Simplifying your game. Play more center ball instead of that crazy English.
That's what amateurs do.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, back at the ranch, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny just made a great
5-3.
out. He shot the 6 in the side off the 10 and hit it 100 miles an hour and got dead perfect. It was unbelievable. All right, this is getting heavy. Now I know what girls feel.
And one of the reasons why, I think Johnny told me this before, one of the reasons why there's a difference between pros and amateurs, one of the definitions, the difference between pros and amateurs, pros hit the cue ball exactly where they're aiming with their Q-tip to the cue ball.
Right.
Every time.
It's the consistency.
Amateurs may be stroking it the way they think
But they don't hit it.
But they don't hit the cue ball exactly in the same spot they want to every time. So knowing that, why wouldn't you as an amateur go practice hitting the cue ball exactly in the same spot every single time, getting your stroke perfectly straight? Automatically, you're going to jump your skill level.
Right.
It has to.
Because if you have an
More
aiming
accurate.
system where you're trying to cut a ball, that's assuming that your stroke is straight.
Well,
and if it isn't, then you're on a
anybody who
bad ball.
doesn't know this, and I should charge for this, but
Ooh.
if you want to learn how to hit the ball straight and to stroke straight, get a bottle of water or a beer, make sure it's empty, put it on a pool table or on your dining room table, and stroke your cue into the bottle of water or the bottle of beer.
Go through the opening.
And that will teach you how to stroke straight without using English, left, right, anything. Because you have to go in the bottle, in the bottle, in the bottle. If you waver at all, you're going to hit the bottle. And then start doing it, going in there like an inch or 2, 3 inches, and then close your eyes and do it. Go in, and then after you're about a week, you should be able to go all the way into the back, almost to the back of the bottle, full stroke, with your eyes open and closed 10 times without hitting the bottle. And that'll teach you how to stroke straight without using English.
I'm not going to disagree with you, Dennis, but there is a difference between BCA teachings and what you just said. I grew up with a Coke bottle on the kitchen table, stroking into it for hours. That's how I learned how to have a perfectly straight stroke.
Can I ask you a question?
Now, after I got BCA certified,
Who was your hero?
a guy named Big D from Buffalo, New York.
Emulate your game after?
I tried to emulate my game after Dennis Hatch because he was left-handed. We were the same size guys, and you had an aggressive game. You played like 3 and 4 rail position for safeties. You used to freeze the cue ball on the back of balls going 4 rails at Starchers in the old days.
Shoot one in from.
Yeah. Well, you were extremely aggressive growing up, and I was the same way growing up. So that's what I wanted. When I watched you at Starchers, I was like, yeah, that's who I want to be like. Meanwhile, we were the same age.
I love that. Last night he said the same thing to my friend. We're sitting in the living room, and he goes, yeah, that's my idol. He goes, I wanted to be like him. Meanwhile, we're both the same age.
It's okay. You can have
My
styles.
idol was Buddy Hall.
You've been playing pool for about 6 or 7 years longer than I have. Maybe 8.
So you're always the little brother.
He's the little brother.
I started playing serious pool when I was 17, and how old were you, Dennis?
Honestly?
13? 12? 2?
2
years old.
2 years old. I got a picture of me on the floor with a shaft hitting the cue ball at 2 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Playing position?
No, I didn't play position. I was just knocking them around.
Okay.
Just knocking them around in my diaper.
You came from a pool family, though, with your father, Greg, and your Uncle Mark. It's easier coming from a
I've
pool
been
family.
seriously playing pool since I was 9 years old, yeah.
So then I gotta ask, since Dennis is your hero, Sean, how did you just were you like fangirling him, like just following where he goes and seeing
Never.
what he wants?
We didn't become
What do you
friends
mean?
for
Yeah,
years.
We're not
later.
even friends now. I asked him
Yeah,
to make me
I
a
can't.
cue and he
I
still
can't
won't.
stand him.
He hates me.
Okay, nice.
He's staying at my house, but he hates me.
So does he get a steak or not?
Tonight?
Yeah.
The smallest one.
The smallest one?
Yeah.
And then he has to cook because
No, I'm cooking. I'm going to
I'm
cook.
so broke, I'll eat the leftovers.
I'm going to cook.
I'll be like the butler. I'll just take the leftovers.
But I just have to tell the story. Me and Sean were at the U.S. Open. 2011?
2009.
No.
Is this the one where you
That
finished
was-
in the top 4?
Yeah.
That was when I went to the
So
Cup.
I'm playing everybody. I beat everybody. I beat Boosty. I beat Kiamko. I beat Johnny. I got Johnny had with me and Johnny were 4-4, and he missed a 6-ball, and I hit him with a 7-pack. I'm going through the field like nothing. Beat Larry Neville. Beat everybody. Just going through the field like nothing. So It's Saturday night, and I feel like if they're going to finish the tournament, I want them to finish it Saturday night. So I wake up Sunday, and I got to play putty. I walk into the fucking... Excuse me, sorry. I'm sorry for the F-bomb. I walk into the pool, and who do I see sitting in the jacuzzi? But Big Putty.
At the hotel.
Yeah, and he looks at me, and he says, "This is only a $25,000 match." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, if you beat me, you're on the Moscone Cup. That's worth $10,000." He goes, "If you beat me, you're in third place. That's worth $7,500." And
Add a little heat, why don't you?
put a little heat on me.
It was a hot
and
tub,
yeah, and then he continued to torture me. Go to the match, we're hugging, hey, I love you, yeah, it's all fun and games. He played the best match he's probably ever played in his life against me.
He just wanted to be worthy of his idol.
Knocked me out of the Moscone Cup and cost me $25,000.
Forget my dad was in the front row.
His dad was in the front row, but his dad's cool. His dad's cool as hell.
When you're playing in front of your family, it's totally different.
It's a different kind of
It
pressure.
really is.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to miss.
No.
Because at dinner, your dad's like, "Why did you play it like that?" That's all you're going to hear. And you don't ever want to hear that, so you don't make mistakes.
That's very true.
Because my dad, he can play a little pool, but he doesn't know the ins and outs.
No, he just expects you to make everything.
He grew up playing with my teacher.
Yes, I would play Donnie Milsom 10 ball. I would love to play Donnie Milsom 10 ball.
I don't think
like
that
that game.
I don't think that guy is necessarily Donnie's representative.
I think
No,
it should
he
be
was
a tar
asking.
match.
Tar match.
It should be a tar
The only
match.
place Donnie will play is in Florida. You got to go to his room, playing his table, his rules, his rack, his everything.
Yeah, but the money's in it. So travel to Mars to play that match.
There's somebody who is that? Broad River. That's a smart question.
Driver.
What? Oh, Bored
Or a driver.
River.
Yeah, whatever.
Dennis, I saw you in January at Turning Stone. Your game was off, but you showed great grace under pressure.
You're very graceful for a large man.
Yes, that's what I've heard. But yeah, my game was off at Turning Stone because I hadn't been playing. I was doing concrete. That was in the summertime. So I just went there to have some fun and let loose and try and see where my game was at.
Working on the chain.
To play as you grounded out your conduct exemplary. Exemplary, nice word. A positive example for all.
Well, we know he's not a pool player if he said exemplary.
Too many syllables.
Yeah, too big of a word.
Really was.
We're like Rain Man.
You could listen. You guys give me too much credit. Donnie would play, but his room and no jump sticks.
No jump sticks.
Donnie can get played in my kitchen. How's that sound? He can get played anywhere.
You know, Donnie's my alternate for the Pittsburgh Poisons. Minute Maid with a kick. Minute Maid with a kick.
Minute Maid with a kick of
I was
Kettle One. Donnie
Yes,
wouldn't
nobody
play that
heard
game. No, they don't know what Kettle One is. He said he would spank you.
How does a BCA recommend you train for a straight stroke? I know you're supposed to finish in your chest, and we all do it.
So, this is a family show.
You're supposed to finish with your stroke hitting your pec.
Okay, Sean said you got to finish with your stroke hitting your pec. I completely disagree.
Your upper right. If you stroke
When I play and I stroke, my stroke when I'm playing good finishes underneath my neck and my chin. That means I have a full follow through. If you stop at your pec or anywhere near your chest, that means you're poking the ball or punching the ball. It's short stroke. Yes, Melinda knows. If you really have a true follow through, you follow through all the way through.
If you have
and
a true follow through, your tip is sliding on the cloth for about 6 or 8 inches after you make contact with the cue ball. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dennis.
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So anyway, honestly, if you follow through, Melinda said it. She goes, if your cue or your hand hits your pec, or if you're a female, your breastises, or anything like that,
Your chesticles.
it should come all the way up underneath your throat or your chin. That means you have a full follow through, straight through. So there you go.
If you stroke into a bottle, you're going to find out that you're dipping your shoulder to get the cue stick to go perfectly straight. So while you're stroking, you're actually going to be dipping your shoulder to get that cue to follow through perfectly straight into that bottle.
Not true.
I want to videotape it. Tonight, we're going to
we have
go in
a
the
challenge
kitchen.
now.
We're gonna
Okay, so listen, me and Sean Putnam are going to go to my house or my friend's house, and we're going to videotape me stroking into a bottle with my pool cue.
a Kettle One bottle.
I Kettle One bottle.
And if my shoulder moves, I'm going to give him 100. If it doesn't, he's going to give me 100. And we're going to put it on YouTube. And I will give you guys all the link.
It's absolutely impossible for you to stroke perfectly straight without your shoulder dipping.
No, it's
impossible.
Not. No, it's not.
Impossible.
If you have a great stroke, it's not. Your shoulders shouldn't move at all.
There's physics involved in this that you're not comprehending.
I'm not a weatherman. Physics.
Hey, I'm a student of the game here.
Why don't you guys pick one pro player that strokes the way you guys are describing? Can you think of anybody else besides yourself?
Dennis on YouTube won't be the first time. Dennis and Sean stroking contest. Yes, there's going to be one, I
That
promise.
sounds almost like it should be PG-13.
Let me put it to you like this. Earl Strickland. Earl Strickland's got one of the purest strokes. He might be crazy, but he's got one of the purest strokes you've ever seen in life. But there is one guy that could do what I'm saying, and that is Buddy Hall, the rifleman. He had the purest stroke you've ever seen in your life. Not only the purest, but the worst. He used to pull his arm back right before he pulled the trigger and stop at the back and then punch the ball. But his stroke was so true, so straight, so smooth, it was unbelievable. He beat Earl for money. He beat Efren for money. He beat them all for money.
Buddy had the best bridge hand of anybody in the world.
Too, thank God.
Of anybody in the world. When Buddy had his bridge on his table, you couldn't move the hand ever. And that's coming from Johnny. You could never move his bridge hand. Once it was planted on the table. I'm in surgery here. I hope we're not bothering Johnny. I think he's been looking back at us. I think we're a little too loud.
Okay.
He's up 6-3 right now.
All right, people in the chat, do you want us to talk about the pool game or the pool match that's going on? Or do you want to hear what we have to say?
No, that's not for you.
Oh.
This is like going to a pool clinic for free.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get all these tips out of you, so everybody here should be quite happy about that.
Don't move.
Don't move. Johnny's going to see us moving.
If you're wondering about the score is 6-3. Johnny's in the lead in a race to 9.
They said keep the same, keep talking. I know. He said you were moving right. I put my foot down right. It's 6-3 Johnny Archer.
So you guys both agree that Buddy Hall has the purest stroke and bridge hand.
Buddy's got the baddest bridge hand ever.
Buddy made the right decision on every shot he shot almost every time. He rarely ever shot the wrong shot.
This is great stuff. Dennis, have you played with Joe Rogan? No, I have not played with Rogan. Joe Rogan? No, I have not played with him. Dennis, talk about any good info. You're a funny man. I hear road stories. Oh my God. How about this one? Me and Johnny are on the road in a brand new Cadillac. And about 25 years ago, I got like 8,000 in my pocket. He's got 10,000 in his pocket. And we run out of gas.
Oh my goodness.
We run out of gas. We didn't get gas. I had 8,000, he had 10,000. And we ran out of gas. And guess who had to walk? Not Johnny. What did you
about my single player? We were following each other. Thank God we had 2 vehicles. One had to go to the gas station, one had to stick around.
Laughing out loud. How do you think Mike Siegel played?
Siegel's one of the best that ever played. One of the best pool players out there. Was. He's accomplished. His titles alone.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, Siegel's accomplishments alone make him one of the greatest players ever. Got to give props. It's never personal.
Never said it was. But can I ask you a question?
Go ahead. You're right here.
Has he ever beat anyone? Earl, Buddy, Efren, Johnny, for money?
I do not know that, but I know when he got to the finals and tournaments, he closed the deal.
Go ahead, I'll wait.
Siegel closed the deal when he was in the finals of tournaments.
Have you ever heard of him beating anybody for money?
Well, he might not have been a gambler. I'm just kidding.
By the way, the score is now 6-4, Johnny.
Siegel was one of the best that ever lived, though, when it came down to playing pool.
I want to know.
Even though his stance was horrible, he used to lock his legs.
I want to know out there, all these fans, if your reputation in the pool world is measured by your gambling or by your tournament wins. Please, somebody.
That's a really good question.
Is your career going to be defined on your gambling wins or your tournament wins? In your career.
Money or glory or both?
Well, it depends on what you do.
What would you prefer to be known for, Dennis?
Honestly,
As a money player or a tournament player?
Because
Money player?
because when that money gets put up, it takes more heart to get that money than it does to win this match.
All right, so Sean, what would you prefer to be known for?
I think tournaments are way harder to win than a gambling match.
They are harder.
Because you're playing different players, 11 of them normally. To win a tournament, you have to play roughly 11 players.
And they're all short races, so you
They're
have to
short
adjust.
races. You have to sit for 2 hours, get up
There's
and
nothing
play.
at stake. You put up $500 to get in the tournament in your hotel room. What's that cost you? About $2,000?
I understand that, but most every gambler's being
20,000?
staked and nothing's coming out of their pocket anyways. Every gambler, roughly.
I bet everything I had when I played Darren. Everything, every penny. I've never not bet my own.
I've never bet my own.
Say it again.
Honest to God, I've never bet my own money gambling.
I think Dennis here just had a heart attack.
No, I always do. I always do. You know why I bet my own, people? Because
dead honest.
if I play, if I get up and play and I'm betting big money, the more I bet, the more I win, the more goes in my pocket. I don't want to get staked for $20,000 or $30,000 and then not put up a quarter and get what, $10,000, $15,000 out of it, just half. Not only that, it takes more to get up and play for cash, whether it's your money or not.
I think it's just different formats, isn't it? Because if you play a long race with one player, you have time to figure out what their weaknesses
How about this? You could be great at both.
are. You can be great.
I've won 10 major tournaments. I was second in the U.S. Open. I've won Valley Forge twice. Viking National Championship.
You will rarely ever see a gambler road player win a men's pro tournament. Can you name the gambler?